Hello, me again. Welcome to Let's Tour. As you saw in a recent video, I was getting the caravan ready for its first annual service. Move some stuff out. I still need to move some stuff out. I've just had a call from Wanderhome who are doing the service, and they've got a spot. So if I get all the last bits out, they're going to do it in the next couple of days. But I thought in this video I'd sort of explain what goes on in a caravan service and why it's important. So, keep on watching. What I've got to remove is the last few items from underneath the bed. We've got the waste master and the water storage and a few chairs and stuff. Also, I'll get that lot from underneath here. Last time I was doing this, it was blazing hot sunshine and really muggy, and I was struggling. But today I'm struggling because it's a bit cooler, but I've got really bad hay fever. Perfect. So the back of the car pretty much full up with stuff. It's weird how much stuff you carry around, isn't it? I emptied out under the bed now, but I've just remembered this locker here is full of loads of stuff, so I'm going to have to open this up as well. Yeah, just find some space for that and take that out so that you get to it. And bam, there it is, emptied. All emptied into there. I'm going to put it all back again soon as well. Brilliant. So, I think I've emptied most of it out. There's still stuff in some of the cupboards, but I decided I didn't have to make it completely empty. As long as it can get access to the cupboards and do damp readings against the floor and the walls and the surfaces and stuff, it should be alright. There's a few little odds and sods, but I've filled the car up as much as I can. And it's good if we can get it in a bit earlier. We can get it back earlier and then we can go earlier in it, and fingers crossed it gets through its service with no issues, no repairs needed, no damp meters, no damp readings that are worrying. Yeah, so it is important to get your caravan serviced, especially if you've got a new one, because one of the main reasons why you should get it serviced is, as well as obviously peace of mind, keeping on top of it, making sure your caravan's in good working order, and if there are any problems with it, nip them in the bud. But it's part of the requirements if you've got a warranty on a new caravan. Usually a warranty that lasts a few years. One of their requirements to maintain that warranty is that you get a annual service on it. So I mean, they're not cheap, a few £100, but I suppose with all the things they check, you shouldn't get any surprises. If they do start seeing signs of damp in a thing, you can nip it in the bud when it's not too bad, rather than if it's only a small amount of damp reading, you can get that area fixed or replaced, or stop the damp from getting in before it becomes a bigger issue. But I'll put a list on the screen, and this is the list that Wanderhome provided me, and these are some of the things that they check when they're doing the service. Lots of good stuff, electrical stuff, water stuff, checking the gas, checking every single element of the caravan, just to make sure it's in good working order, see if there's any problems with it, just keep it in a good condition. So it's a bit like when you do your car, isn't it? Some people don't service the cars after a certain while, but then things sort of, suddenly something breaks, it becomes a bigger problem unless you were aware of it. You just need to keep on top of these things. So there's a list on the screen, and obviously he told me as well that he'll give me a checklist once it's done, and we can see where everything's gone through, where everything's passed, everything's been inspected, and also a damp report. Well, you read that many forums, and I've seen so many things of people with damp issues in various different caravans. As far as I'm aware, Bailey's the only real place you can get it, and is in the flooring, because it's a wooden floor, and the rest of it's you can't really, I don't think you can get damp much else. So fingers crossed there's no issues in the flooring. We were thinking of maybe getting some sort of a treatment, I don't know if it's possible, where you could paint some sort of damp treatment on the bottom of it, so if any water does run and come underneath, or splashes up from underneath, it's just an extra thing. I don't know if that's possible. I don't know if that's a thing you can do, but it sounds like a good idea. But next thing is the caravan will be in the workshop. It'll be getting its service, and we'll take the video up from there, and wish us luck that there's no issues and there's no damp. See you after the break. and that's the Wonder Home workshop where it should be getting its service getting done. I don't think they'll let me in there, but there you go. Right then, a few days have passed. It's been in the workshops there, and they've done the service on it, and I hope they've cut the grass as well. I've just got a message saying that it has been through its service and it's ready to pick the keys up and pay for it. Whoa. Right, where was I? The camera just chucked itself out of its little holder while I was driving along. Yeah, so I've got an email saying it's been serviced and it's ready, and I'm just gonna pop down and have a chat to him and see if there's any issues with it, or well, pay the bill as well, and check the damp report and whatnot. Fingers crossed everything's fine. I'm sure it will be. Wish us luck. Right then, I've been in. Everything seems to pass with flying colours. The main worry is always damp, and when they show me the damp readings, it's all pretty much everything. The only thing, I think the only bit that can really get wet, damp in a Bailey is the flooring, and it was all down 10%, which is sort of like normal levels, around about 10 and under, a little bit, a 12 in the bathroom. I'll put a copy of it on the screen. Everything else seemed to pass its checks. Everything was fine. The only issue we had, weirdly, was that the battery was drained down to 65%. They checked the health of it, and it's still 100% health, but the battery drained, and they reckon it was because I'd left the Truma system on. But what I always do, I always turn like the master switch off in the Caravan off, and then on the Truma panel, I hold the button down until that goes off as well. And as far as I was aware, that was all you need to do to turn the power off. I don't know why it's draining it when it's not being used, or how it suddenly got on again. I don't know. That's weird. They did suggest that you can go on the, I forgot what the name of it now, the thing with all the fuses on it, the big box that has all the electrics on it. There is a master switch on that. You can turn that off, and it just shuts off all power to the Caravan at all, which in some respects it stops any sort of drain. But if you've got any sort of tracker or alarm system on your Caravan, that'll knock all that off as well, won't it? So I've paid the damage, but good service all round from Wonder Home. Serviced the Caravan, checked it all out, took it off the storage spot. First of all, checked it all out, did all the bits, took it back, cut the grass around it all again, so hopefully when I go back to see it in a second, all the weeds and all the grass will have gone. Yeah, and they're really helpful as well, helping to go through it all. As I say, I'll show some details of all the bits and bobs on the screen, and I'll just go to the Caravan now and just have a quick look at that control. Yeah, I might actually take the battery out and give it a full charge at home, because I've got one of those battery charger conditioners at home that'll just give it a proper good boost. A bit concerning about that, but I suppose that's just one thing that it could have been a lot worse. And yeah, so. And I'll see about that power supply thing. And now I've just realised the car is still full of all the seats and stuff. I've got to move all that back at one point, and I just can't be bothered. I've got this sort of head cold stroke, hay fever stroke cold. I don't know what's going on, but I just feel a bit rough anyway today. So I might save that for another day. I don't think we're going to go away for another few days at least, so I'll save that for another day. And the grass has been cut. Beautiful. Much better. So I'm in the Caravan. The grass has been cut, as you can see. So usually when I leave the Caravan for any period of time, I turn off the master switch down here, and I turn off the Truma panel. I think it's the Truma, this thing. I turn that off as well. but still the battery drained, so I don't know if it got knocked on, but apparently if it go into that unit at the bottom underneath the bed, there's another switch to set off, but that seems a bit drastic. It seems like turning everything off. So this lives underneath the bed, and there's supposed to be some sort of master switch you can flick off that'll turn every single drop of electricity off. But I wouldn't like to be fiddling about with this every time I leave the caravan on its own. I can't even see which one exactly it is, it's hard to get to. That one on the right says main isolator, so I presume flicking that off will turn everything off. But I'll just see how it goes. I think it might have just been accidentally been knocked on. I don't want to mess about with this every single time I go and leave the caravan for a few weeks. One extra thing they did fix for me actually is I did notice last time we were away that this catch was a bit loose. And they tightened it up for me. Thanks very much, Wonder Home, for that. Couldn't help myself, I started putting stuff back into the caravan. Obviously the most important thing. You might have noticed in some of our recent videos, we had that upside down. Blame Mrs. Hayho for that one. So I've moved some of the stuff back. Still a few more bits and bobs to go. I'm just going to take the battery out now and take it back home and charge it. And then put the carpets back down. And it looks like it's about to rain. Brilliant. Now these are the replaced easy clip-on, clip-off clips. So let's just see if they actually come off easy without falling. Last time I did this, they actually came completely off the battery and off the wires. I need to re-screw them on myself, but to put them on again. That seemed to be alright. Now I'll go see if I can shift this battery back into the car and then back home. I spoke too soon. There you go. You can see that. One's still connected and the other one has just fallen off. And I'll just unclip it and move it away. I have to get a better solution for this. It's a pain in the bum. Yeah, I think these barely battery compartments in the middle of the floor are great, so you don't have to have a use space in a front locker, but I think I prefer them in a proper battery box at the side of the caravan. Drop it back. So moved all the stuff back into the caravan now. It's really annoying about those quick release clamps. I think I'm going to have to try and get Wonder Home to swap them back to the original clips. Every time I unclip them they just fall apart, so I don't think it works well with the barely battery in the floor. But overall, reasonably satisfied with the first service. Damp levels about where they should be at this time of year. You know, there's always a bit of moisture in any bit of wood, but it seems to be all been sort of like safe limits at the moment. Obviously, if they start getting up towards 25, 30, 40% damp readings, that's when it becomes a bit of a concern. They have to monitor it or do some remedial work or whatever, but it's nowhere near that, just normal sort of levels at the moment. Yeah, it's pretty good getting it done at Wonder Home. Handy that they take your caravan, do it, take it to the workshop, do all the bits, put it all back for you. It's a really good service, and the guys there are really helpful. A couple of little hiccups on the way, but I won't go into those. But generally, it's been not too bad getting it done. And that's that first year's service done. So I got through it. But thanks for watching anyway. Hopefully, if you've got a caravan, you'll consider getting yours annually serviced, or if it's in a warranty, you need to really get it annually serviced. And make sure you continue to watch the channel. Subscribe if you can. Like the video, leave a comment. Share the channel, because any help we'll getting us more viewers and getting us seen by more people, which is really cool. And make sure you check out these videos. They're all good videos, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks very much.